Send it to me. Your head referee for this bout, Davey Darko. Your head NSO, Darby O'Kill. And it looks like we are going to get this underway. Lined up on the jam line for FoCo. That is the captain, number 257, Reno. Wearing the star for the Rosebuds, number 33, Bad Advice. Yep, no, you're perfect. Thank you very much.
Have fun.
No problem, thank you. All right, we've got 30 minutes on the period clock. First half about to get underway. Rosebuds defense taking the jam line. Fort Collins with their blockers in the front. Fatality pushing out the defense in the front of the pack. Reno, though, on the inside, clears the first turn. Lead jammer goes to FoCo.
Captain Reno's launching start seemed to give her a little bit of an advantage off the go, but Bad Advice is hot on the heels of Reno. Oh my goodness, attempted apex jump. We will see if it was landed with enough grace and consistency to earn any points for Reno. And unfortunately, no, that is going to be a ref solidarity fist tie 0-0 score.
I don't think I've seen that much air on an apex jump ever. That was amazing.
That was real height there. Well, you know, given where they come from, they've got some altitude training working to their advantage.
On the line, that is 101, Juella DeVille for the Rosebuds. Daisy Jukes jamming for FoCo. Daisy Jukes working on the outside while Juella DeVille starting on the inside. Juella pushing out the defense at the front of the pack. 2 to beat up front, and Juella DeVille out of turn 2. Lead jammer goes to the Rosebuds.
Fatality swinging out wide, but unfortunately has to let that jammer go. Juella DeVille has a little bit of distance to try and put some damage up on the scoreboard.
Offense coming. Ooh.
And everyone's up, and that's what we love to see.
2 points, 3 points picked up by the Rosebuds, 1 point for FoCo. So both teams scoring in the second jam there.
It looked like fun. Everyone joins in.
The captain, Reno, wearing the star once again for FoCo.
That is going to be Habanero Romero wearing the star for the Rosebuds.
Each team with 1 lead jammer so far in this bout. Habanero Romero pushing the defense out at the front of the pack. Romero clear, lead jammer goes to the Rosebuds. That's 2 in a row. Baby to the penalty box for FoCo.
Both teams doing a great job of switching their awareness to offense and allowing that backup jammer to get through with a really quick on the heels, and that was a great advantage for the Spartans. Reno had so much speed coming up. That is going to be 4 points put up for FoCo to the Rosebuds 2.
So now we've got ourselves a tie bout at 5. Bad Advice to the jam line for the Rosebuds, opposite Daisy Jukes for FoCo.
Both jammers launching to meet a very sparse pack of all those blockers. Going to have to really work to scrub the speed of such fast jammers.
Blocker advantage for the Spartans. They're able to cash in. Lead jammer going to Daisy Jukes.
Jukes is out. FoCo doing a great job of holding that inside and seeing their hits all the way to the out. Bad Advice forced to recycle to the back just as Jukes is dropped on that outside by Captain Barbarian, the librarian, forcing a call off.
Death down under. Nice exit hit on the Rosebuds jammer near the end of that jam. FoCo up by 1, 6-5. Juella DeVille returning to the jam line for the Rosebuds. Captain Reno skating as the jammer for the Spartans. Blocker advantage again for the Spartans to start this jam, and again Reno cashes in. Lead jammer goes to FoCo.
Short distance around the track is up that inside line. Reno doing a great job of turning that oval into a circle. Already back on the scoring pass.
Starship Trooper to the penalty box on a back block penalty for the Rosebuds. Baby to the penalty box for FoCo, and Reno through the pack on a 5-point scoring pass.
Cherry Bomb doing a great job of playing one-on-one defense against Joel DeVille. Also accidentally playing some offense, opening up that inside line, making it real easy for Reno to pick up that last pass.
Moonlight Bandit almost had the exit hit on Reno. FoCo Spartans extending their lead now 17-5. Battle of the 22s on the jam line. Daisy Jukes opposite Habanero Romero. Third jam in a row that FoCo starts with a blocker advantage.
Ooh, Daisy Jukes trying to throw a little bit of hip check action against Romero.
And it worked. Track cut penalty, Habanero Romero. Power jam now for FoCo and Daisy Jukes. Jukes making quick work of the pack. 5-point scoring pass so far for FoCo.
FoCo throwing some very well-timed offense to not waste any of their jammers' very precious energy, as we have seen only a 2-jammer rotation so far from the FoCo Spartans. Got to conserve the energy where we can.
Daisy Jukes moved to the outside by Starship Trooper, forced the jam call off. And we have an official review being called by Rose City.
I'd love to take this opportunity to give a huge shout out to none other than Bont. Thank you so much, Bont. Lighter, stronger, faster. Be your best, be Bont.
So we have an official review down on the track. We will give you the reason for the official review as soon as we can. Okay, but thank you. Yeah. I'm going to go down and find out. I don't care.
Oh. Thanks. So easy on us.
All right, so the Rose City Rosebuds challenging the point tally on that last jam. Referees conferring the point tally is correct. The Rosebuds will not retain their official review in the first half. Back-to-back 9-point jams for FoCo have them leading 26-5. Reno and FoCo starting with a power start. Habanero Romero starting this jam in the penalty box for the Rosebuds.
Great offense coming from number 8, Abriza Wins, just getting right in the middle of that wall of Rosebuds, allowing Captain Reno out as lead jammer.
Reno making quick work of the track, already in the pack. Habanero Romero was giving up about a half the track.
Huge drop and dump by Fatality, really forcing that call off.
FoCo extending their lead to 24. Bad advice out to the jam line for Rose City opposite Daisy Jukes. Both teams at full strength at the start of this jam.
Daisy Jukes just trying a little pendulum action against that wall of white, really cutting sharp from right to left and slowly but surely whittling away that wall, but it is bad advice out. Lead jammer Rosebuds.
Elbow penalty on Sunny Days. Sunny Days to the penalty box for 30 seconds.
Huge speed for bad advice on that turn out, putting up 4 points for the Rosebuds.
Daisy Jukes to the penalty box, as is Moaning Murder for the Rosebuds. Power jam now for Rose City.
Great offense coming from Captain Barbarian Librarian, checking in with bad advice and listening to their jammer exactly when she wanted those hits to come through.
Nice positional blocking out front by Crazy Diva. Tried to slow bad advice's roll. Smacky Kennedy up to play offense. Bad advice trying to push the pack forward.
Great awareness by Rose City, checking in and seeing exactly when that jammer is ready to hit the track again, getting a little guided escort out by Rosemary's Baby and leading to a track cut penalty.
So another power jam for the Rosebuds now. They have cut the lead to 15. Bad advice, 2 to beat up front. That's Sunny Days and Crazy Diva again.
Great hit by Sunny Days, deciding that was going to be enough for bad advice. Quit running the score up. Biggest pass this turn so far for the Rose City Rosebuds. We have 14 points put up by bad advice.
Portland cutting their deficit more than in half, down 10 now. Juella DeVille out to the jam line. And we have an official timeout down on the track. So just double checking the points momentarily there. That is Juella DeVille jamming in this power jam for the Rosebuds.
That's some of the most aggressive offense we've seen right off the line so far in the game. Rosebuds wanting to waste no time in letting their jammer Juella DeVille emerge triumphant as lead jammer.
FoCo with their defense in the front of the pack, offense coming from the Rosebuds. Out of play penalty being whistled on Moonlight Bandit. Both teams going all defense. Mojo dropping the bridge. And Juella DeVille clear the pack, 5-point scoring pass for Rose City. Daisy Jukes clear on the initial pass. One more point picked up by the Rosebuds. 6 points in that jam. Spartans lead still 29-25.
Captain Reno serving as conductor of that pack out there, telling the Blackers exactly where they need to be to allow it that much easier to earn lead jammer.
Nice spin move by Reno down in turn 1. Habanero Romero working against the front of the pack as they exit turn 2. Sunny Days tries for the exit hit, but Habanero Romero around clear on the initial pass.
That's some unbelievable pickup speed by Captain Reno out there, just launching out like a cannon, almost untouchable. Great way of kind of reboosting a little bit of enthusiasm for the FoCo Spartans, who saw a few jams being shut down right there.
That's right, they extend their lead to 8. Death Down Under on the jam line for FoCo.
And for the first time this morning.
And that's bad advice wearing the star for Rose City. It should be pointed out the Spartans with a roster of only 10 skaters this morning.
Death forced to start that jam pretty much over again from below the jammer line. Out as lead jammer, not discouraged at all.
Rosebuds blockers trying to get bad advice through the pack. Now have set up their defense. Bad advice goes alone. Nice footwork on the outside of turn 4. Bad advice clear on the initial.
Great job focusing the attention of staying in bounds, but just as Death Down Under creeps around.
That looks like it is a 5-point scoring pass. That was a grand slam. Joella DeVille jamming for the Rosebuds, opposite captain Reno for the Spartans.
Reno is lethal on the toe stops and out yet again as lead jammer.
Reno's got great footwork. Feet always seem to be moving on the track. That's really amazing. Joella DeVille still working on the initial pass for the Rosebuds.
Reno doing a great job of checking and making sure not to disrupt the great defense that was going on by fellow teammates while maintaining Joella trapped in the pack. Joella is finally out, though.
Reno back into the pack on another scoring pass. Knocked to the outside by Rosemary's Baby. Called off the jam.
Rosemary's Baby really knows how to shut a jam down and force a jammer to call it off.
So a 5-point jam for the Spartans. Their lead back to 18. Death Down Under lined up for FoCo. Habanero Romero for the Rosebuds. Both teams starting at full strength. Death Down Under really aggressive in pushing out the defense at the front of the pack. Track cut penalty being whistled against Starship Trooper.
Romero is out. Lead jammer, Rosebuds.
Death Down Under has escaped the pack as well, giving up about half the track to Habanero Romero.
Romero had a little bit of time before Death Down Under popped right back up again. Having the real what for at the front with a fierce wall of purple FoCo bruisers out there.
That is Mojo Jojo and a Barizo Wind working on the truck and trailer. 4 points for both teams on that last scoring pass.
Special shout out to Bruised Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Thank you so much, Bruised Skate Noose.
Bad advice jamming for Rose City. Reno, nice job on the inside, clears the pack. Lead jammer goes to the Spartans.
If you blinked, you would have missed it. Like I said, complete, just so potent on the toe stops there. Such control over pitching of the weight. Unfortunately, Fatality got the number that pass.
Those feet always moving by Reno. 3 more points. FoCo's lead extended to 21. Death Down Under lined up to jam for FoCo. Joella DeVille for the Rosebuds. And again, we're seeing both teams starting at full strength. No one in the penalty box to start. Catnip pops out front. Excellent hit on Death Down Under. Going to be recycled to the back of the pack.
Joella DeVille coming out of that turn and pushing up that speed of that wall of purple, just disintegrating before her very eyes. Great job of recycling by the FoCo Spartans, though.
Crazy Diva and Baby out front, and look at that blocking as Death Down Under rolls through the inside of the second apex. Lead jammer goes to the Spartans.
Rosebuds doing a great job of turning their attention to some offense, but realizing how fast these FoCo jammers are, resetting to receive that defense.
Joella DeVille, no pass, no penalty. Catnip, though, to the penalty box for Rose City.
Baby in a breeze of wind, just really giving Joella the what for.
Crazy Diva as well. Lockdown defense at the front of the pack. Mojo Jojo bridging.
Barbarian Librarian just catching a little bit of piece of Death Down Under, but the strength of these jammers is really going to force a push out all the way to the line and then beyond.
Cap has been passed to the captain, the Barbarian Librarian. And the Barbarian Librarian clear. Rosebuds clear on their initial pass. What an incredibly fast-paced jam. Spartans hanging 12 on the Rosebuds in that one. They extend their lead to 33.
You're really good at math.
Thank you.
You don't even have a calculator. Your socks are on, there's no abacus.
I've narrowed it down to where I'm able to do it on my fingers.
I like that.
There we go. Captain Reno jamming again. Bad Advice wearing the star for the Rosebuds.
Bad Advice trying to tiptoe around that outside, but the FoCo wall of purple doom is just not really allowing much of a path, but forcing it through. Bad Advice, lead jammer, Rosebuds.
Rosebuds getting their first lead jammer in a while. Last 3 jams. Spartans defense set up at the front of the pack. Offense distraction on the inside from Rosemary's Baby. 3 points picked up by the Rosebuds. Reno was coming in hot to the pack. We'll see if there were any points scored. No points scored by Reno on that scoring pass.
Very well timed call off by Bad Advice. A split second later, it might not have been that shutout.
Crazy Diva wearing the star for the Spartans. Opposite Joella DeVille for the Rosebuds. Crazy Diva getting some offense from Baby, rolls around the outside. Lead jammer goes to the Spartans.
This is the first time that Crazy Diva has been wearing the star for FoCo. It just goes to show that even with a kind of thinner roster, we're playing with a pretty deep and talented bench.
You are absolutely right. Joella DeVille trying to push out the pack at the front. Jam called off from the inside. 2 points for the Spartans. Moonlight Bandit wearing the star for Rose City opposite Reno, and Reno again on the inside line. Lead jammer goes to the Spartans. Moonlight Bandit clear on the initial pass for the Rosebuds.
Give Reno a centimeter and Reno will take 10 miles.
You are absolutely right about that. Reno also seems to be really slippery to try and get a good hit on as well.
Coated in Vaseline.
So the Spartans up 36 with inside 10 minutes left to play in the first half. Cherry Bomb out to the jam line for FoCo. Bad Advice, jammer of record for the Rosebuds.
5 on 5. I like the way the looks of that are. And it is Cherry Bomb out on that inside unscathed lead jammer FoCo.
Spartans really making their money on the inside line, especially in the front straightaway. Bad Advice gets clear of the defense at the front of the pack. A breeze of wind was the last line of defense. Rosebuds clear on their initial.
Rosebuds scrambling to get that defense together. Forced call off with Bad Advice hot on the heels.
3 points picked up on that scoring pass. Rosebuds really looking for a stop right now. Starship Trooper out on the jam line opposite Reno.
I like the versatility we're seeing in jammers at this point in the game on both sides.
I also like the cleanliness by the blockers, honestly.
Well, why would you go and jinx it like that? Come on now.
Not a blocker, that's a jammer. Forearm penalty to Reno. Power jam for Rose City. Starship Trooper looking to cash in, but what an exit hit by number 71, Sunny Days.
This is a great opportunity for the Rosebuds to chisel away at that decisive lead that FoCo has carved out at this point.
Brace 2-wall in the front, the defense for FoCo. They are recycling up well. And Starship Trooper track cut penalty to the penalty box. Gonna take the long way around the track, may have passed the line of no return.
Trading out one power jam for another. Reno set to re-enter the track as the unopposed jammer for FoCo.
Direction of play penalty on Sunny Days to the penalty box for FoCo. Reno out of the penalty box and through the pack, clear on the initial pass.
Great job by Rosebuds, keeping control of that pack, staying together and maintaining the speed in the face of someone like Reno. Really can't allow any room to pick up the foot speed.
And Reno escaping the first Apex 5-point scoring pass for the Spartans. Barbarian Librarian to the penalty box for Rose City.
Both jammers back on the track. Starship Trooper forced to re-engage way in the back of the pack and move that purple wall all by the lonesome.
Rosebuds trying to stop Reno, employed a truck and trailer and then single coverage. Reno though through the pack, 4-point scoring pass.
Great switch to offense and then once again back to defense. I'm kind of exhausted after that jam.
Yeah, no, very fast-paced jam once again. Rosebuds still looking for an answer to the onslaught by FoCo, and Crazy Diva taking the inside line, clears in turn 1, lead jammer Spartans.
Juella DeVille doing a great job of pushing that speed up, pirouetting around that inside of Baby and out on the initial pass.
This time Crazy Diva to the outside, picks off all 4 points and calls off the jam. There we go. Sunny Days out to the jam line for the Spartans. Bad advice once again for the Rosebuds.
Sunny Days trying the first hand of wearing a star for the day. Not really getting the welcoming treatment by the back end of the Rosebuds, though.
No, but Sunny Days has been given the platform to show off some of the amazing lateral movement. Bad advice trying to push out defense at the front of the pack as the pack exits turn 2. And Sunny Days spins through the pack. Lead jammer going to the Spartans. Bad advice dropped by Daisy Jukes. That allows Baby to cycle up. Bad advice on the toe stop, staying in bounds in turn 4. Brace 2-wall by the Spartans and a nice exit hit by Daisy Jukes.
Razor doing a great job of manipulating both packs, keeping everyone in control. Bad advice not liking to have to go it again behind a pack of her own blockers either.
Rosemary's Baby now in control of the cap for the Rosebuds. Forced to go alone at the front of the pack. No offense from the Rosebuds. Razor playing some great offense for Sunny Days in the backfield, though. Rosemary's Baby completes the Rosebuds' initial pass. Daisy jukes to the penalty box for the Spartans. And a track cut penalty at the end of that jam sends Sunny Days to the penalty box. So, Rosebud's going to start in a power start.
Juella DeVille wearing the star for the Rosebuds and starting out this jam unopposed.
Rose City with a blocker advantage. Nice offense on the inside. That was Mace of Grace as Juella DeVille clear. Lead jammer going to Rose City.
This is exactly what the Rosebuds would want to see. Woo! Just a little tip of the back end of Juella DeVille, and she is spinning around. It's going to take a second to get your bearings after that.
That was a breeze of wind on that exit hit. Juella DeVille pushing out the defense out front. One left to beat. That's a 5-point scoring pass for Rose City. Out of play penalty whistled against Cherry Bomb at the front of the pack for FoCo.
And we were just now almost working with a full pack, but that is going to see Cherry Bomb go and serve 30 seconds in the penalty box.
4 points on the scoring pass for Juella DeVille. Calls off the jam. 9 points picked up by the Rosebuds in that jam.
And those were the first points scored by Rosebuds in the last 6 jams. Great job of breaking that temporary shutdown.
Moonlight Bandit takes to the jam line for Rose City. Opposing her, Death Down Under for the Spartans.
Fancy juke work by Moonlit Bandit. Little shoulder shimmy and out for lead jammer.
Shades of sulfuric acid, former Wheels of Justice skater. Nice move again, going to the outside. That's a 5-point scoring pass.
Nearly
Moonlight Bandit.
untouchable speed there, but that was a great whip from FoCo member Crazy Diva, sending her jammer out of that pack.
Moonlight Bandit held up in turn 4, called off the jam, but Death Down Under did pick off a point for the Spartans. Rosebuds now 16 points in the last 2 jams, cutting into the Spartans' lead as we are nearing halftime.
Reno creating a little bit of distance between the feet and the back of the pack to get that footwork up. Lateral movement, up and down movement, any kind of movement, just try to get a little bit of speed and work way around that inside wall of Rosebuds, and it worked. Lead jammer Reno.
Reno requiring the full attention of Rosebud's blockers, seemingly going all defense when Reno wearing the star.
Beautiful hit by Fatality, closing that outside door. Reno thought it was a clear pass, but Fatality said,
Bad advice through the pack. 4-point scoring pass for Rose City as the Barbarian Librarian in the penalty box for the Rosebuds. 4 more points picked up by Reno at the end of that last jam. And fans, we are going to take it to halftime. We got 10 minutes on the clock for the half. 97-52, Spartans leading the Rosebuds. Join us back here in 10 minutes for the second half. We're trying not to talk during your 5 seconds.
Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game.
Love
that site and the
rehab
workouts.
has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in
Booty
the
Quick
program.
rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know? Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 And S1 is part of my uniform.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today testing helmets to see if they pass the multiple impact certification test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program.
Hi, Ivana Nispankin and Trish the Dish here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our living room in 2005 and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot warehouse and showroom where we stock everything for derby. If it's derby related, we probably have it. Need help? With a combined on-track derby experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell and we know the difference between facts and our opinions. We're always happy to share both with you to help you make the right decisions. So call us, sincityskates.com.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy
I skate
shop.
on the Antic AR1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and add-on B-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear. I'm Double Megs and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm a Salted Peanut and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jammer and I'm a Fast Girl.
You can be a Fast Girl too.
You can get them from Brown Paper Tickets. Again, that is a boot camp being hosted by
Skaters,
VRDL.
lost your mouth guard?
If
Hit
you have
this.
ever wanted
Time
to
for an
work on
upgrade?
creating
Hit this. New to
unbelievably
Derby and not sure
stifling
where to
defense
start?
for your team,
Hit this.
go there.
We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates,
there's
gear,
hair
and
braiding
honest
and etching
advice based
available
on your
today
skating
from 10 to
style
2
and
at the
individual
hospitality
needs.
table
Visit
between
us at our
track 2
store in
and
Salem,
track
Oregon,
3.
or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi, I'm Trish the Dish, and this is Ivana S. Spankin, and we're here to tell you about Sin City Skates. Sin City Skates began in our Las Vegas living room in 2005, the first shop ever dedicated to roller derby, and has since grown into this 2,000 square foot mecca in San Diego, where we stock everything for our sport. Need help? With a combined on-track experience of over 24 years and still playing, we test everything we sell, and we're happy to share that experience and knowledge with you. So contact us, sincityskates.com.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
All right, Derby fans, welcome back to the action on track 2. This is JRDA sanctioned action. The FoCo Spartans taking on the Rose City Rosebuds. Spartans holding on to a 45-point lead coming out of the break. We have Reno lined up on the jam line opposite Juella DeVille to start the second half.
A little bit of an old school start. We see the majority of the pack at that front pivot line. It allows both jammers a little bit of opportunity to pick up some of that foot speed. Reno tiptoeing around that inside, trying to find the preferred shortest distance around, and it works. Reno out, lead jammer FoCo.
Looked like Reno may have taken a body whip off of one of the FoCo blockers on the way through the pack. Both jammers clear on their initial.
FoCo blockers really ready and aware to throw a little bit of necessary pick offense. Reno picks up 3 points on that pass.
Juella went low into the outside. Thought she might have gotten one on that. Did not, though. Smart call off by FoCo. Moonlight Bandit with the star for Rose City. Opposite Death Down Under for the Spartans.
Death Down Under choosing the path on the inside with Moonlight Bandit checking the outside line for weakness. And indeed, that is the path of least resistance. Moonlight Bandit out as lead jammer.
Death Down Under clear on the initial for the Spartans, giving up about a quarter of the track.
That shoulder shimmy doing a great job of confusing the FoCo defense. Forced call off though on that outside by none other than FoCo blocker Sunny Days.
Net 2 points to the Rosebuds, 4 for them, 2 for the Spartans. Reno returning to the jam line for FoCo, opposite Bad Advice.
Deja vu.
Both teams again starting at full strength.
Reno swiveling around that inside line of Rosebuds, but Rosebuds doing a great job of subtly reforming.
I think Reno skates more footage in a bout than any other skater on either team.
I think you're right.
Reno out lead jammer for the Spartans. Bad Advice giving up about a quarter of the track. Reno an inside hop on turn 4, picks off 1 point and calls off the jam.
Great awareness by both sides jammers, checking in both with the coaches and also just having an awareness of where the opposing jammer is approaching, knowing that all the jammers are so fast, there really isn't that much wiggle room to eke out points without sacrificing losing some in the process.
Joella DeVille and Crazy Diva, your jammers. Joella DeVille to the inside, stopped cold at the front. Nice job by FoCo's defense. Joella DeVille to the outside, lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Joella DeVille only has about a half track of distance to put up some points for the beloved Rosebuds as Crazy Diva is out and breathing down the path.
Fatality and Sunny Days to the penalty box, 1 blocker each for their respective team. And it looks like a 2-0 jam in favor of Rose City. So the teams will start at even but not full strength, both with 1 blocker in the penalty box. Reno jamming against Moonlight Bandit.
Moonlight Bandit doing a great job of swinging like a pendulum, testing the vulnerability of that inside and swinging wide on the outs. But it is Reno out as lead jammer FoCo.
And part of that was due to Baby's last hit on Moonlight Bandit. Baby being sent to the penalty box for that hit, but it was effective. Reno lands the apex jump. 4 points on that scoring pass, but followed through the pack by Moonlight Bandit. Jammers trading points right now.
Just a little piece of Reno caught by Catnip, doing a great job of scrubbing that speed, nearly unstoppable speed.
Forearm penalty to Moonlight Bandit. Power jam now for the Spartans. Reno clears the pack for another 5 points.
With more than a minute of this jam to potentially go, the Rosebuds do not want to find themselves in a position going it alone against Reno, especially with that very aggressive FoCo offense coming through.
Now Baby, great offense on the inside. A turn 4 opens up the lane, and that allows for another 5-point scoring pass. Spartans up 55. Death Down Under lined up to jam for the Spartans. Moonlight Bandit in the penalty box for Rose City.
Death Down Under wearing the star for FoCo and getting that lead jammer. Unfortunately, no, it is a track cut that's going to send Death Down Under to the penalty box just as Moonlight Bandit is released.
Rosebuds going passive on the offense. Moonlight Bandit working on the initial pass.
30 seconds of gameplay underway in this jam, and we still have not seen either jammer emerge from this pack on an initial pass.
Sunny Days with a pack penalty. She is in the penalty box. Rosemary's Baby, recipient of the star pass, clear on the initial for Portland.
Rosemary's Baby really knows how to just charge through, dropping all of that blocker prowess. Unfortunately, was aware at the moment that you can't really trample up that inside line. It is going to be a track cut penalty.
Death down under, clear on the initial. Starting a scoring pass, clears turn 1, 5 points on that scoring pass.
We're going to see another 40 seconds of this jam with no lead jammer status assigned.
Moaning murder, last line of defense for Rose City. Got a hit on Death, but did not slow her seemingly.
We have a full blocker lineup out there. Swing and a miss. With jammers this strength and this speed, you really can't afford to ever go it alone. You gotta stay unified as a wall out there.
Daisy Jukes, nice distraction offense on that last scoring pass by Death down under.
Rosemary's Baby really patient, slowly and methodically creeping away that inside. We are going to see some individuals reporting to the penalty box. We will keep you posted as to who.
It appears as though Rosemary's Baby whistled for a forearm penalty at the very end of that jam. So we've got a team timeout being called by Rose City. That is their first team timeout.
Now is as great a time as any to check in with some of our beloved sponsors. Special thanks to Flat Mat Yoga. Clean bearings? Check. Elbow pads? Check. Yoga mat? Check. Take care of your most important piece of gear? You! With Yoga for Skaters, buy a skater. For more info, check out flatmatyoga.com. This weekend get 16% off with code BIGO16. That's flatmatyoga.com.
Our jam timer letting us know that we are about to get things back underway. Reno jamming once again for FoCo. Rose City with a full blocker contingent.
Slow and steady offense is what Reno needed to get out and emerge triumphant. Lead jammer.
Again, Fort Collins with the extremely active offense.
Baby is a wrecking ball of offense, just setting up right where they need to be. Really great picks, never compromising their own positioning.
No, there's been some outstanding blocking, specifically by Baby and Crazy Diva for Fort Collins. Reno through the pack on a 5-point scoring pass, and Rosemary's Baby again to the penalty box.
Apparently that is a back block penalty that saw Rosemary's Baby cool the heels in the penalty box.
Reno into the pack on another scoring pass, 10 points so far this jam.
Bringing in the big guns of offense, Baby charging up that inside, creating a little bit of vulnerability. Reno just can't quite stick the landing and has to go it again.
Spartans coaches trying to get the call off. Unfortunately, the building a little too loud. Rosemary's Baby released from the penalty box. I think the Spartans were looking to ice the jammer there at the end of that last jam. But now both teams going to start at full strength once again.
5-on-5? Cherry Bomb wearing the star for FoCo Spartans out there, but it is Juella DeVille up that inside line, lead jammer Rosebuds.
Juella DeVille did a nice job in the middle of the pack, saw the opening on the inside and spun through. Cap pass to Daisy Jukes, now the jammer of record for the Spartans. Juella DeVille getting credit for 3 points on that scoring pass.
First points put up for the Rosebuds in the last 3 jams.
Rose City hoping to build on that success. They send out Moonlight Bandit to the jam line. Death Down Under, jammer of record for the Spartans. And Death Down Under right into the thick of Rose City's defense. Both teams choosing to go all D. Forearm penalty whistle down in turn 2.
Smacky Kennedy is going to be going and serving a little bit of time. Death Down Under doing her best to chisel away up that front line of defense. And once again, it is fatality. Dropping and delivering to that outside line. That's how you do.
Rosemary's Baby dropped the bridge, and Death Down Under through the pack. Lead jammer goes to the Spartans.
Moonlight Bandit taking advantage of that little bit of flummox that happened on that inside line there. Hot on the heels of Death Down Under.
Unbelievably active offense. Again, coming from Fort Collins. 2 points on that scoring pass. Looks like everybody's okay. They return to the bench area.
Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly.
You want me to ask him? Okay. No problem. So we've got an official timeout down on the track. All right, it appears as though the jammer in the last jam for Rose City, Moonlight Bandit, being whistled for a penalty at the very end of that jam. She will start this jam in the penalty box. And now we have an official review being called by Portland. Rosebuds looking for an official review.
Mike Checks is going to hit the floor and see what is going on. In the meantime, I would like to say special thanks to the Castle Mega Store. I am so intrigued. I'm not from around here. I'm going to have to check it out myself and see what they're all about. Thank you so much, Castle Mega Store. We're also so grateful for the Eugene Cascades and Coast Sports Commission. That sounds very important. Thank you, Eugene Cascades and Coast Sports Commission.
All right, Rose City has called for this official review. The referees are going to confer in the center. Rose City contesting the back block call on their jammer in that last jam. We will bring you the referee's decision in just one moment.
Don't forget, later on this evening, we have two super exhibition bouts happening. We have the men's MVP versus Team USA, as well as the women's MVP versus Team USA. Both the MRDA teams and the WFTDA teams will vote one MVP blocker and jammer from the opposing team for each game played. These MVPs will play against Team USA, the best skaters in the world, during a half-hour exhibition bout Sunday evening. The men's game will happen this evening at 8 p.m. and the women's game this evening at 8:40. These will be the last games of the tournament. We hope to see you there.
All right, the referees have conferred. The outside pack refs did not see a low block penalty occur, and it was still the responsibility of the jammer not to back block. Rose City loses their official review and do not retain it for the second half.
Cherry Bomb going unopposed as we launch this next jam, wearing the star for FoCo and lead jammer, Cherry Bomb.
Back entrenches itself in turn two as Cherry Bomb working on a scoring pass, and a track cut penalty leveled against Cherry Bomb.
Great job by Rosebud Hex Mix holding down the fort on that outside, causing that infraction.
Back nearing the entrance to turn three. Moonlight Bandit has been released from the penalty box for Rose City, working on the initial pass.
Potent shoulder by Sunny Days, dropping jammer Moonlight Bandit to that outside and forcing that recycle all the way to the rear end of that pack.
Moonlight Bandit to the toe stops, round the outside of the second apex, clear on the initial pass.
Just in time for Moonlight Bandit's scoring pass. It is going to be a track cut infraction.
Did not stick the landing. 2 points on the scoring pass for FoCo as the cap was being passed mid-scoring pass. If the cap is not on a skater's head, no points are scored when blockers are passed on a scoring pass.
Daisy Jukes, the recipient of that star pass, facing off against a fierce wall of white. Fatality trying that potent drop on the out, but it is Smacky Kennedy that delivers the drop.
Nice job by the FoCo blockers, though, to stop the drawback by Rose City's blockers.
Preventing that screen is really, really helpful for that jammer. It's got to be completely defeatist to make it all the way through, and then it has to be forced to go it again. You know, from all of my jamming experience, I offer that assessment, of course.
7 points on that jam picked up by the Spartans. We are at the 16-minute mark left here in the second half of play. Reno returning to the jam line for the Spartans, opposite Bad Advice for the Rosebuds.
Bad Advice dropping down low, working her way around the in, then the out again. Reno finding the course on the outer lane and out as lead jammer for the FoCo Spartans.
That wasn't really mama wailing, but it wasn't exactly just a body whip either. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but it was extremely effective in getting Reno through the pack. Bad Advice now clear on the initial for the Rosebuds. Reno pops out at turn 4, 4 points credit for the Spartans, and they call off the jam. Joella DeVille on the jam line for Rose City. Death down under jamming once again for Fort Collins.
Joella swinging a hip around that outside, but that outside is being firmly held by a wall of purple FoCo. Pivoting it around up that inside. Joella DeVille is out as lead and solo jammer for the time being.
Forearm penalty to Death down under. Death reporting to the penalty box for Fort Collins. Direction of play penalty, that going against Daisy Jukes.
That was a great job by the Rosebuds blockers, not only preventing that screen, but forcing the engagement that forced that direction of gameplay penalty to be assessed against a very important blocker out there.
Pack size dwindling for Fort Collins. Joella DeVille going to try and put as many points on the board as possible, but a no pass, no penalty, or no pass, no point. Well, nope, 5 points on that scoring pass.
We've seen a whittling down of that FoCo pack.
Sunny Days reporting to the penalty box for Fort Collins.
This is actually the biggest jam we've seen led by the Rosebuds so far this half, with 14 points being put up by Joella DeVille, shutting down the Spartans that last jam. Yeah, if you can feel free to put your hands together if you're a big Joella DeVille fan out there.
You're a great audience. Please don't leave. 257 Reno jamming again for Fort Collins opposite Bad Advice, and Bad Advice finding room on the inside of turn 1 clears. Lead jammer going to Rose City.
And with a good deal of distance as well, as Reno has still just only emerged on the initial pass. Bad Advice will have almost a full track's worth of distance to make up some of the points. Out around the turn, checking in with Coach Georgette, and that is off. 4 points for the Rosebuds.
Cherry Bomb did a great job at defense there, really tried to stick to Bad Advice.
That means they've been paying attention.
Moonlight Bandit out on the jam line for Rose City opposite Death Down Under. Four 3 pack advantage for the Rosebuds to start.
Moonlit Bandit being escorted to that inside line, forcing to go it again, and it is Death Down Under. Wearing the star, wearing lead jammer status for the FoCo Spartans.
Moonlight Bandit doing a nice job keeping the skates in bounds on that initial pass, giving up originally less than half the track. Quick pickup speed forces a early call off, but not before all 4 points picked up by the Spartans.
It's a very stealthy 4 points pickup. And do we have any Reno fans in the audience? If there weren't before, there certainly are now. Slow but steady, both jammers off the line. Reno tiptoeing around the out with Joella sandwiched on that inside.
That actually served to keep her in bounds, though. Reno taking advantage of the pack's transition in the far apex. Clears on the initial pass. Lead jammer going to the Spartans.
Joella is out with just about a half-track distance, breathing down Reno.
Reno bumped to the outside by Catnip, calls off the jam.
Special thanks to the Eugene Weekly. The Eugene Weekly proudly supports Emerald City Roller Derby, and we wouldn't be here without Emerald City Roller Derby, so thank you, Emerald City, and thank you, Eugene Weekly.
Starship Trooper wearing the star for the Rosebuds. Crazy Diva for FoCo, bump to the inside. And a low block penalty going against Crazy Diva. Power jam for Starship Trooper and the Rosebuds. Well, fans, we're going to take an official timeout now while we have an injury on the track. We will be back with play-by-play coverage in a few minutes.
Now, we don't love injuries, but we love watching skaters skate away of their own volition. Thank you so much to everyone for sitting by, hoping for a quick and speedy recovery.
Now, since that jam was called off due to injury, Rosemary's Baby will not be eligible to skate in the next 3 jams for the Rosebuds. So to reset, Moonlight Bandit going to start in a power jam as Crazy Diva in the penalty box for Fort Collins. Nice exit hit by Cherry Bomb and the full recycle.
Gotta love those hammer and nails, especially with these really strong and fast girls. If you see someone teetering on their toe stops, you have no choice but to finish them.
Nice toe stop work on the outside line by Moonlight Bandit. Darts to the inside and clears turn 1 with lead jammer for Rose City.
That was almost 30 seconds being held back and not even able to emerge out of turn 1, though. Great damage control by FoCo Spartans.
Track cut penalty leveled against Moonlight Bandit. Dropped the toe stop on the outside of turn 1. Power jam for Crazy Diva and the Spartans.
Crazy Diva multitasking, fixing a little bit of a kneecap malfunction in the process. Ain't no thing, though. I'm just going to keep on with this scoring pass. Crazy Diva skating slaloms, getting a huge whip from Baby out, and that is a grand slam. 5 points for FoCo.
Mojo Jojo on that last pass. Stop the recycle of Crazy Diva. Crazy Diva on the outside of turn 4 clears 5 points for Fort Collins.
Yet again, beautiful sweep coming from Baby, just plowing out that whole wall from the outside. Trying it again, but none the wiser. Barbarian dropping up that outside, shutting the dough.
Directional play penalty being whistled against one of the Fort Collins blockers. That a breeze of wind. And
multiplayer block is going to send Baby out.
Moonlight Bandit picking up all 4 points on that scoring pass. Fort Collins getting 3 on that last scoring pass. Net 9 to FoCo in that jam. Juella DeVille and Reno lined up to jam for their respective teams. Blocker advantage, Rose City.
That's the first time we've seen a little bit of offense being thrown by Reno, basically being passed off to fellow teammate Sunny Days to do the dirty work, and it was successful. Juella DeVille out on a track cut.
I liked how Reno led the opposing jammer right into the defense at the start of that jam. Very nicely done by Fort Collins.
Hand delivered.
So Reno around the track, engaging on a scoring pass, clears in turn 3, 5 points Spartans. Rose City defense right at the exit to turn 4, now being pushed through the front straightaway.
Rosebuds doing their best to anticipate that offense. However, just pushing up the speed is all the offense really needs to do to create holes for a jammer so fast as Reno.
Nice cycle up by a breeze of wind. Juella DeVille, though, clearing the pack on the initial coming out of turn 2. Reno calls off the jam from turn 1. One more point for the Spartans. Our score 194-88. 6 minutes left to play in this bout. Death Down Under lined up to jam opposite number 26, Mace of Grace for the Rosebuds.
It is experience that's going to earn lead jammer, though. Death Down Under. Out is lead jammer for the FoCo Spartans.
Mace of Grace giving up about a half the track, but look at the pickup speed on Mace of Grace. Razor to the penalty box for the Spartans, but Mace of Grace making quick work of the track, forcing a call off. Well, fans, before we are done with this bout, I would like to ask you to please give a warm round of applause to all of our referees and non-skating officials working this bout. We thank them greatly, so thank you very much. Reno jamming again for Fort Collins opposite Moonlight Bandit.
Moonlight Bandit escorted to that outside one more time. Always looking for that sweet spot on that turn, but Sunny Days is there to play landlord.
Back block penalty and sends Reno to the penalty box. Power jam now for the Rosebuds.
Moonlight Bandit doing a great job of pushing out the front of that pack, going in alone. Lead jammer, Moonlight Bandit.
Pack in Apex 1 right now. Moonlight Bandit engaging the pack on a scoring pass.
Rosebuds engaging a little bit of early offense to just sort of scramble up that wall of purple, allowing Moonlight Bandit to go it alone. A grand slam, 5 points.
Again, nice positional blocking out front by Baby, but Moonlight Bandit had the answer this trip.
Baby's a fantastic periscope for fellow blockers. No time was it better on display than just a split second ago.
Moonlight Bandit taking a nasty fall on that exit hit. Bandit back to the bench, though, for Rose City.
Five on 5, taking the track.
Death Down Under opposite Juella DeVille. Juella DeVille really trying to force through the middle of that pack. Oh, but a nice job of defense by number 8, Abriza Wind, held back Juella DeVille just long enough. Death Down Under, your lead jammer.
Once again, double duty defense, holding back the opposing jammer, sweeping her not only out of the way, but also clearing off that inside line, making a really easy pass for your own jammer.
Scoreless jam in that one inside. 3 minutes left to play. Spartans 198, Rosebuds 94. Mace of Grace wearing the star for the Rosebuds. Opposite Death Down Under for Fort Collins. Nice job by Rosemary's Baby on the exit. Hit a Death Down Under in turn 1. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Great damage control by Daisy Jukes, marking up on a huge hitter fatality.
Nice job by Smacky Kennedy. Offense mid-pack, moving a FoCo blocker to the inside. Mesa Grace picks up 4, calls off the jam.
Coming into these final few minutes of this game, this has been a great start to the last day.
We have a team timeout being called by Fort Collins. That is their first team timeout.
Special thanks to Fast Girl Skates. Fast Girl Skates. They'll take good care of you. They'll keep you fast. Good stuff.
Well, fans, make sure you stick around. Coming up next, St. Louis v. San Diego here on track 2. More high-ranking MRDA action coming up for you here in just a little bit.
And if you're sticking around through the rest of the evening, be sure to check out the after party at the Wayward Lamb. 9 p.m. tonight, the Wayward Lamb. Music by DJ Meow. Complimentary snacks early, specialty cocktails, and no cover charge. 150 West Broadway, downtown. Reno hop, skipping, and jumping around that back wall of Rosebuds, up that inside, but it is Starship Trooper out as lead jammer.
So Rose City awarded lead jammer in that jam, quickly called off the jam, forcing a reset. And it looks like a reset is mostly exactly what we're going to get.
They're young yet. They got their good rest. They can do this again.
We're going to get in one more before the period clock expires. Reno jamming against Juella DeVille. And Fort Collins defense swarming at the front of the pack. Reno able to take advantage. Lead jammer going to Fort Collins.
Baby is going to be sent out on an out-of-play call. Great job, though, holding up the inside line up until that moment.
Reno defensive jamming, trying to hold back Juella DeVille. Was successful. Sunny Days on the exit hit. That jam was called off due to injury. It is still the discretion of the head referee if they want to have one more jam, since the jam was called off due to injury. And so it has been decided that that will in fact be the end of the bout. When the jam was called off, the period clock had expired. So fans, that is our unofficial final on the board right now. Spartans 202, Rose City Rosebuds 98. Fans, give a big round of applause to both of these teams. All right, fans, give it up for your victors, the Fort Collins Spartans! And pleased to be showing some love for their opponents this morning, the Rose City Rosebuds. Well, fans, thank you very much for joining us for this JRDA action this morning. Make sure you stick around, as I'm sure you know, there are a ton more bouts coming up on this final day of the Big O. I'm Mike Jex, alongside Layla Smackdown.
It's been so much fun. Thank you for joining us this morning.
That's right. Thank you very much, fans. We will see you in a bit.